What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We are here with some Sunday NFL. We have the playoffs today. The Bills taking on the Jags, the Niners versus the Eagles, and the Chargers versus the Patriots. So honestly, three good games, and I'm super excited for this Sunday. I was going to do two videos. I was going to do NFL, and then I was going to do NBA, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm probably not going to do much NBA today. I just want to enjoy these NFL games. I want to sit back on the Sunday, have like a nice, relaxing day. So that's probably what's going to happen. Looking at the free picks yesterday, we went 2-2. We split both slips. Was not a good day, unfortunately. Bet tracker did not look good. I lost $400 yesterday on my money line, so it brings us back down under 4K total profit for the month. Looking at the plays that I had yesterday. Everything in here down is the money line / teasers that I played. I played the Rams teaser. It ended up being a push. So I had the Rams -3, and then I had the total going over like 38. It ended up cashing easy on the total. But the Rams won by 3. So instead of that becoming like a small profit play, it ended up just straight up being a push, which ended up refunding. Had a Bears teaser. The Bears, what I had is under the total. The total went over, which caused that to lose, but I did have the Bears to win. Had a sweetheart teaser for the Rams and the Panthers. So what that means, it's like a 13-point teaser, which ended up cashing me out. Got a little bit of my money back from the loss, but then everything else just went to crap, man. I had Villanova -2.5 that cashed early on in the day. Then I had Tennessee +5.5 early in the day. That one missed, so lost a little bit there. And then I lost a Timberwolves Heat parlay, which I just chose wrong on both NBA games for that one. So it is what it is. They happen. Can't complain at all when you're up $3,000 or $4,000 in the first 10 days of the month. So hopefully we can continue doing well on these money lines. I will be picking a winner from yesterday's video to win a free month of our VIP. Now let me tell you guys something. So we got to like 247 likes. The threshold's 250. I'm picking a winner for sure, but you guys hit 250 so easy. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if views are just down because of it being January and people aren't really watching sports as much. I know the playoffs are probably going to change things. Yesterday did good in views, but 250 likes, guys, and I picked that winner for free VIP. And I do that in every single video. I give away probably 400 months of VIP for free every single year. So make sure you guys are dropping a comment if you want a chance at free VIP and leave a like. I'm going to go ahead and pick our winner from yesterday. So the winner from yesterday's video is going to be for Farley Boy, who said, y'all trending, man. Keep it up. Well, Farley Boy, I appreciate it, man. I know you've been watching for a while. I've seen you comment for a while. It does not go unnoticed. I do appreciate you, man. Send me a message on Discord. I'll get you added for that free month of VIP and trending. I wish we were trending, man. I feel like this is the time of the year where views kind of slightly go down up until like NBA playoffs. Then after that, they kind of we just deal with MLB until football starts back up. But hopefully we can keep these views high, and I do appreciate it once again. So that being said, guys, not going to say anything other than if you want to join the Discord is free to join. If you want to join the VIP and get every single play that we play, the WAP is $10 a week or $25 a month, and you can get 20% off with code NBA. So that's down in the comments, or down in the description, if you want to get them. Let's go ahead and jump into these games, and let's talk about them. So the first game on the slate we're going to have is the Bills and the Jags. Now, let me tell you guys, the first thing I do when I'm researching games, especially small slates like this, we only have 3 games to worry about. Very easy to go into some detail on this. So let's talk about it. Got to look up your NFL weather reports. Weather reports in the NFL are going to be huge. We got 3 games. None of these are in domes, so you have to pay attention to the weather. The first game is Bills-Jags, and we can see we have a partly cloudy forecast, 63 degrees with no chance of rain. This is going to be a beautiful game for football and 2 teams that have been pretty lights out in terms of offense. Now, defensively, the Jags have looked good. The Bills have been hit or miss depending on the game. This game is projected at 51.5 points. So this is going to be a great game for some player props, in my opinion. I'm expecting a shootout here. I think this is going to be great for both quarterbacks. I'm scared to take running backs nowadays. Running backs, I've been on the wrong side of running backs about every time I take them. Quarterbacks I've had a lot of success with, though, when I run quarterbacks. So I'm looking at Josh Allen. I'm looking at Trevor Lawrence here. Potentially James Cook. I won't touch Travis Etienne. He's bit me too many times. So great game, in my opinion. Second game, Niners-Eagles. You got 30% chance of rain with a 39-degree weather. It's going to be at 4:30. It says there's a little bit of wind blowing in, so it might make some passing and some long kicks a little bit tougher. But cold, potential some rain, and still a decent game for football. This is my least favorite game on the slate. I'm going to be honest with you. Niners-Eagles, I think it's going to be a good competitive game, but in terms of putting money on it, this is my least favorite on the slate. And then the next game we have is going to be Chargers-Patriots. So we got Patriots. at home. This is a 33-degree game at 8 o'clock with 30% chance of rain as well. So partly cloudy, so the light breeze will blow from sideline to sideline. Cold conditions will favor the home team. Chargers are going to struggle on the road tonight in New England. So anyways, let's talk about game one. So we got Bills, Jags. Jags right now are minus 113 at home, 1.5 point spread with a 51.5 total, which we've already talked about. Right now, most of the money is going to be on the Bills. 65% on Bills money line, 55% on Bills covering a 1.5 point spread. Then you got 78% of the money on the over on this total. So everybody kind of has the same thought process. So this beautiful weather, man, these quarterbacks are going to shine. When you look at these two teams, the Bills have won 5 of the last 6 games. And the Jags have won 8 straight games. This Jags team, and you can go back to the first game that the Jags played, and I made an NFL video on. I strictly said, this is the Jags year. I'm thinking they're going to be a good year. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have a good year. I legitimately said that. It has went my way so far with the Jags. He has cashed me out multiple times, and I'm hoping we can continue that streak into tonight. Or into today. So, for me, I don't have a dog in this fight. I want to see the Jags win. I'm gonna be honest with you, just because I want some variety here. And the Jags make it far into the playoffs will be just fun for me. So I want the Jags to win. The Bills definitely have a chance to win this game. This game is not going to be one-sided at all. It could go either way for sure. That's why the odds in this game are so even. It's minus 113 and plus 113. If you like the Bills, take the Bills. I'm going to be rolling with the Jags today. I do think Trevor Lawrence is going to step it up at home. I think T-Lo is going to have a good game. I do think Josh Allen has a good game, like I said. So I'm looking at both quarterbacks here. You're going to see me put some money on both quarterbacks. We'll talk about player props here in just a minute. In terms of how these teams have been playing, the Jags, I mean, you can't knock them, man. They beat Indiana. They beat the Broncos. They beat Indiana again. They beat the Chargers. They did lose to Houston. But this game, fluke loss, man. They were up 20 points in this game going into the fourth quarter. So this game should have been a dub. Houston come back and beat them, 20-point deficit in the fourth quarter, one of the biggest deficits in the NFL history in a fourth quarter win. So shout out to Houston for that one, but that was just crazy, man. That should have been a dub. And then obviously the Raiders, not too strong of a win, but they did beat the Chiefs. They did beat the Chiefs this year. They beat the Niners. They beat Houston in game 1. So this team's look really good. I'm going to roll with the Jags here. My money's going to be on the Jags, and I'm probably going to throw a unit or something on some teasers. So I'll probably take over like 44.5 with Jags getting 5.5, and may end up running Bills plus 8.5 or something like that. I'm trying to decide which side I want to be on. But I'm running with the Jags, so. The problem with these coin flip games, and this is just some advice, when you have when you're playing teasers, you got to look at this number, because if I take a 7-point teaser, yeah, this is a 44.5 total, and then the Jags do become 5.5. So 5.5, it covers a field goal, but it doesn't cover a touchdown. So if the score ends up being 21-28, it's a 21-21 game, and the Bills have a game-winning Hail Mary down the field, and it goes 20-26, I mean, we lose. So, taking the Bills plus 8 might be the safer move here, even though I think the Jags are going to win, because realistically, I don't think the Jags are going to win by 10 points. I think this is going to be a very close game. So when you get close games like this that you don't know what to do, even if you're leaning on one team, sometimes it's better to take the team that's getting points already on a teaser, because that deficit or that gap, becomes even bigger when you throw up that extra 7 points. So we'll see what I do today. I'm going to have a slip for it for sure, though. Second game on the slate, Niners-Eagles. Eagles are minus 233 favorites at home, minus 5.5 on the spread with a 44.5 total. So this is the lowest scoring total on the slate. You got 57% of the money on the Niners money line, and then 52% on Niners plus 5.5. And I agree with the 5.5 money line. I'm not too sure about. Niners have looked good lately. They've won 6 of their last 7 games. The Eagles have won 3 of their last 4 games, but they really didn't have too much competition at the end of the season. They beat the Bills, but 2 games versus Washington, where they lost once versus Washington and versus the Raiders. So, which I know this game really don't count too much, but anyways, teams struggled this season. A lot of games that they could have lost that they got lucky on, to be honest with you. We're not going to go into that, but there's definitely some games where they've had some luck fall their way. The Eagles have looked better towards the end of the season, I will say that. So playoff Eagles probably going to be completely different than what we've seen regular season. You got the Super Bowl champs who made it to the playoffs again. So can't count the Eagles out at all, especially in Philadelphia. Now, San Francisco looked really, really strong. Can't count them out either. I think it's going to be a dogfight game. Christian McCaffrey's going to step it up, I think, here. But the Eagles know they got to stop McCaffrey. 100% have to stop McCaffrey. If they don't, then they're going to lose the game. But that's my personal opinion. Brock Purdy did not look good his last game versus Seattle. They just got beat by Seattle 13-3. Their offense could do nothing. So if the Eagles did anything from this tape and can keep it anywhere semi-close to what the Seattle did, then San Francisco has no chance. But anyways, I'm expecting this game to be pretty... I'm thinking it might go over on this total. I'm going to be honest with you now. That's not... I don't know. Something's telling me these teams might get some offensive electricity going. But anyways, I'm kind of thinking Eagles money line. I hate saying that. If I had to put money on it, I'm probably taking San Francisco plus 230 just because the odds are there, whereas taking the Eagles at minus 233, I don't trust them enough to play them at that odds. In terms of spread, a teaser for this, San Francisco plus 12.5 looks very enticing to me. So I'll probably run San Francisco plus 12.5 with maybe the over 37.5. I'm not sure. I'm going to run it by Pops and see what he thinks about the total on this as well. Maybe under 51 will be better than over 37.5, because if it goes over this 44.5, it's probably not going over by much if it does. That's my personal opinion. So we'll see. Not 100% sure what I'm going to do here, but the San Francisco plus 5.5 I like way better than Philly minus 5.5 personally. But Eagles getting beat at home is tough to see in a playoff game. But that being said, jumping into game 3, final game on the slate, Chargers versus Patriots. This is one of my favorites. I say one of my favorites, but it's 3 games. So anyways, New England is minus 181 at home, 3.5 point spread, 45.5 total. You got 74% of the money on the Patriots. 61% of the money on the Patriots covering a 3.5 point spread. This is where it gets ugly, guys, because it's just so much public money on the Patriots. And I know the Patriots have been so strong this season. They've looked better than pretty much any other team in the league. Like a couple other teams look similar, but this Patriots team has just been lights out. Only game they've lost since week 3 is one game versus the Bills, and it was a 31-35 shootout that they just couldn't pull off the win on. So they've looked very good. So taking a look at their schedule has not been the toughest for this Patriots team. Now, I don't say that lightly, but let's take a look at them, guys. Raiders, Miami. We know how Miami was. Carolina made the playoffs. They got beat by the Rams, but I don't know. I'm still not impressed. Buffalo, that's a strong team for sure. New Orleans, starting the season weak. Tennessee, weak. Browns have been weak. Atlanta has not been very good. Tampa Bay has not been very good. The Jets, the Bengals, Giants. We already know how the Giants are suffering with injuries. Lost to the Bills. Then you get to one decent game, Ravens, and then Jets, Miami again. Like they have not played very many strong teams. So that's all I'm saying. Their schedule's been very easy. They are 17-3 on this, or 14-3. I mean, so they've looked very good, but still the competition hasn't been there. Looking at the Chargers have played, in my opinion, a tougher schedule. You got Kansas City. You got I know Chiefs haven't been super strong this year, but it's still the Chiefs. Chiefs, Broncos, you got Colts, you got Steelers, you got Jags, you got Philly, you got Chiefs again, you got Cowboys, and the Cowboys, I know their defense sucks, but offense is freaking good, man. So still, to me, that makes it's a tough opponent no matter what. And then you got Houston and then Denver again. So Chargers, in my opinion, have had the hardest schedule by far. It's not even close. I'm rooting for the Patriots. I'm going to be honest. I want to see Drake May make it far in the playoffs. I like Drake May. He's had a great season, MVP style season. So I do think that New England keeps this game competitive. I think the Chargers could come out here and win. I'm not saying New England dominates this game by any means. So Chargers plus 10.5 is probably what I would run on the teaser. Take that extra 7 points, and then I'm not sure what I'd do with the over. If I had to pick a money line on here, I'm still going to run Patriots in my head. Like Patriots to win, minus 180. Most of the public's on them because they've looked so good. But I would not be shocked if the Chargers come out here and got a win in New England. So that's just my personal opinion. I probably might get some hate for that, but it is what it is, guys. Like the schedule just doesn't look that promising in my opinion. But anyways, let's jump into some player props. Let's lock in some slips. I've got quite a few props that I like, guys. I'm giving an extra slip today, 3 slips if you guys stick around for that. But I do want to say, if you guys do want to get free VIP, you can sign up for any partnered app in the description. All those will give you a free month of VIP. Chalkboard, Parlay Play, Better, Novig, Dabble, Underdog, Sleeper. You can get up to 7 full months for free. Just send me a screenshot if you sign up for any of them. Use code Fantasy Aces and we'll get you in. Parlay play right now, we'll give you $5 for free if you sign up with our code, and you get a deposit match. So highly recommend you guys sign up for one of them if you want. One last thing before we jump into the picks, I want to give a shout out to Upside Tools. Upside Tools is an optimizer. It takes all of our plays from our apps like Prizepicks and it compares them directly to other books and helps you find the best value. A good example right now is going to be Champagne. Champagne over 5.5 rebounds. It says it has a 55.4% chance to hit. Why does it say that? It's saying that based off of the odds you're getting on Prizepicks versus the odds that you're getting across every other book. So it's 5.5 boards. You got 6.5 here, 6.5 here for plus 115, 6.5 here for plus 110. Then it goes minus 175 at 5.5 over on Hard Rock, minus 158 on Sleeper, minus 155. So these odds being even on Prizepicks makes the value way better, and that's why I'm saying to take it. You can do this for any of the props. You can do this for any platform. You can click dabble here and do the same thing. You can do game lines. If you guys want to try it out for free, 5-day free trial down in the description. If you just want to give it a try, it is there. Use code ACES to get 25% off as well on your first month. But let's go ahead and jump into our picks, guys. So I told you guys from that first game I like both quarterbacks, and we're not going to overthink this slate. I overthink these NFL playoff games sometimes, and it ends up hurting me. So let's run it. Let's just run it, man. I'm taking Trevor Lawrence passing yards. Trevor Lawrence for 210 passing yards. I think that line's low. It is going to be an alt line. His original line sitting at like 230, I believe, 249 here. That's that plus money. So, anyways, I'm taking him for 209.5. That's what I'm running. He's cashed 8 of his last 10, and he's cashed his 13 of 17 games this season. Trevor Lawrence has been a beast this season. He is going against the number 1 pass defense in the league right now. Buffalo only gives up 157 passing yards per game on average. If you come down here and look at similar teams that have played versus them lately, you got Jalen Hurts who threw for 110. You got Shador who threw for 157. Drake May only threw for 155. Joe Burrow did throw for 284. And then you got Cook who threw for 60. So, yes, 4 of the last 5 teams have not went anywhere near their passing line defense or passing yard offense, I mean. So, that being said, Trevor Lawrence at 210, that's not a super high number. ETN, I can't trust, man. Like, Trevor Lawrence has just been electric these last few games. He's averaging 240 passing yards per game on the season, or 236 if you want to be exact. He has soared over this line pretty much every game in his last 7. Head-to-head data, he did go under his last game versus Buffalo, but this was back in 2024, and they got beat 10-47. This is a game where the script could go either way. The Jags can be playing from behind the whole game, or the Bills could be playing from the behind. And it's one of those that it's honestly kind of coin flip. I like the Jags at home. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to come out here with a chip on his shoulder, and I think that they think this is their season. I don't know if you've watched college football. Trevor Lawrence and ETN won the national championship together, so this is one of those games where they can make it happen in the NFL, and I think they're going to have a lot of pride going into some of these games. So I know pride can kill you, but I like Trevor Lawrence here, and I'm going to take him for 210, and I really like that number. So 210. I don't know why I clicked the search bar, but passing yards on Prizepicks, we're going to take a look. We're just going to check value here. So 209.5 right here on Prizepicks. Then we can play it over here on Parlay Play as well. So 209.5. And who are we going to pair him with? So I ended up looking at Josh Allen here. I was looking at Josh Allen to play a game stack. Then I was also looking at another play. I'm looking at Drake May, man. I'm going to run it with Drake May. We'll play Josh Allen as well, but I'm going to split these up. I'm not going to do game stacks. So give me Drake May. Drake May for 220 passing yards. Like I said, I'm keeping this simple today. I'm not overthinking some of these plays. If I can find pass yards, there we are. So his line's 250. At 219.5, he's cashed 8 of his last 10, and he's cashed his 14 of 17 games this season. He's averaging 260 passing yards per game on the season. Going against the Chargers. Chargers have the 5th-ranked defense in the league, giving up 180 passing yards per game. If you come down here and look at similar other quarterbacks versus the Chargers in the last 5, Bo Nix threw for 140, not much. C.J. Stroud threw for 250. Prescott threw for 244. Mahomes threw for 190, and then Jalen Hurts threw for 240. So you got some quarterbacks here that you wouldn't expect to throw for that high and that throw it, and then you got quarterbacks that you would think would soar over like Dak and Mahomes who went under. So maybe that streak continues and Drake May goes under. I don't think so. I'm expecting Drake May to have a good game, and I like the odds here for him to give us 220. So that's what I'm going to run. I'm going to trust my gut on this one. If you don't like it, just fade it. This is a 1.9x on parlay or on Prizepicks, and then I think it's pretty close on Parlay Play as well. You can't play his boost at 250, but I'll be fading that. So That's just my personal opinion. We're fading. And that would give us a 2.88x, which I'm not touching. But it is a 1.94x here. It's a little bit better value on parlay play. I'm going to lock this in live. Let's lock it in. So I'm placing bets. Of course, it's going to take 40 years for it to actually register that I hit place. I don't know why it does this. Sometimes it does like every other video. But that's what I got. There it is, locked in. Track picks. Come over here and refresh so you know it's legit. Refresh. Okay. Trevor Lawrence, 209.5. Drake May, 219.5. 250 to win 485. I've got it locked in. That being said, I do like Josh Allen. I've already told you guys that. Josh Allen has a decent matchup here versus the Jags, so let's pull him up. Josh Allen playoff mode might be a different breed. We're going to find out this season. So Josh Allen, let's see here. Passing yards. I like him for, okay, so bear with me here. I like Josh Allen's fantasy score, and I like his passing yards. So you can play him at 210 or 200 is what I'm running with. I'm running with a safer option because Josh Allen's had some games this season where he just didn't look as good. Now, 215 passing yards per game on average, 59% hit rate on the 17 games this season. Going against the Jags. Jags have a bottom 10 pass defense. Head-to-head, Josh Allen had 263 to last game. That was from last year. If you come down here, look at similar teams versus the Jags. Cam Ward threw for 52 passing yards, which is embarrassing. Phillip Rivers threw for 150. Bo Nix threw for 350. Cook threw for 176, and then Daniel Jones threw for 60. So you got, I'm pretty sure that was an injury game. So regardless, I'm expecting Josh Allen to have a big game. I really do. I like 200 here. I think 200 is very low, and you could run 200 pretty much any game for Josh Allen and expect it to cash. So pulling it up on parlay play, we're going to check value here as well. So Josh Allen for 200. And then I ended up wanting to run his fantasy score as well. So we're going to look at his fantasy score, and we're actually going to stack them together. So look at fantasy. His fantasy line is 21.5 if it is on here. Fantasy score on Prizepicks, 21.5. He's cashed it 9 of 17 games this season. Now, Josh Allen is a guy who can scramble, and he gets a lot of red zone rush attempts. So let me come over here. I'm going to go to rush yards. So he's averaging 34 rush yards per game. Jacksonville versus quarterbacks, they give up around middle of the pack, around 16 rushing yards per game to the quarterback position. If you come over here and look at red zone rush attempts, Josh Allen has 27.7% of the rush share in the red zone. So he's going to get quite a few little quarterback sneaks, push, whatever you want to call it. He can get into the end zone running the ball. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happens a game, at least once this game, which is a lot of fantasy points. So like the odds here of that, I think fantasy score for Josh Allen can be underrated. If Josh Allen cashes 21.5 fantasy score, you're 99% of the time he's going to throw for 200 yards. So that being said, give me Josh Allen for 199.5 passing yards paired with his fantasy score. And you can always alt this down to 17.5 if you wanted to, and we'll check the payout as well. But I like 21.5 for Josh Allen. I think he does that. I think he throws for 200. I think he gets some scrambles, potential rushing touchdown, at least a passing TD, I think. And I think that he soars over because I do think this is going to be a shootout. And then I was going to have another alt line with these. So the way I'm running this, let's see if I can run. I don't think you can on parlay play run two players like that together, but we'll check. No, you can't. You cannot do that, unfortunately. So what I'm looking at is you can play pretty much any alt line with these two together, and you can get a decent payout. So Brock Purdy, for example, if we throw him on here, it's a 2.4x. Take out the Josh Allen, it becomes a 2.25x. And this was a 2x. This was changing it from a 2x to a 2.4x earlier. So they've adjusted it. At this point, yeah, I wouldn't even throw in the 200 passing yards just in case. I think that would just be a waste. You might as well just play his regular line with any alt line you want. You can run it with like Brock Purdy. You can run him with Trevor Lawrence if you want to again. You can take Drake May really low again. All of them are going to be over a double up or at least a double up. So decent payout there. I will tell you another slip that you can run. You can run the PAT lines because I like them a lot for this Jags game. So I think this is going to be a shootout. You can get Prater and you can get Cam Little. And it's a good line. You can play this as a double up already. And Jags are scoring twice, in my opinion, for sure. Buffalo, at least 2 times. Third touchdown could be sweaty, but I think they score 3 times. So I'm willing to place a bet on this. Potentially Jake Elliott, maybe. What's this? A double up? 1.5x. This makes the 2.4x. So that's not really worth it there. Pinheiro, could I run him? Let me see. So 1.8x here. So I like PATs a lot. I think I like Buffalo to score 3 more than I like San Francisco to score 2, to be honest with you. like this slip, man. It's another double ups. If you want to run Cam Little and Prater, you can. I'm definitely going to run it. You're going to see a slip posted here in just a little bit in VIP if you're in there. So this is going to get posted. Showed you the Josh Allen play. You can play it with pretty much whatever you want. I like Josh Allen fantasy score. I like his passing yards if you want to take his passing yards instead, but I don't like them at their original line. 229.5, I think, gets a little bit sweaty. So potentially buy it down if you want. But that's up to you, man. He could throw for 250 easily, and you never know with Josh Allen. So that being said, that's what I've got for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully we can cash out today and have a good day. Join the Discord if you ain't in there already. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video.